I thought we got really good defensive line play, which was exciting to me. We were able to get some balls tipped on defense. I thought that our secondary play and the way we were able to defend our receivers and not give them easy catches was really good today. So it was a good day for us. We had a great spring. We had actually had about 105 play scrimmage on Wednesday. That was really good. So we had a great turnout today. I don't know what the number was, but had a great turnout. The weather was great, so there's a lot going on here in Stillwater, so it ended up being a good day for us.
Was it more the defense playing really well, or the offense struggling, or a combination of both?
Well, I think the defense played really well, and as I said, I really like our style on defense. And throughout the spring, I've mentioned that their play has made for a more difficult spring than our offense over the last 4 or 5 years, just in their attack and the style of play that we're getting today. It's always more difficult when you split up offenses in the spring. You don't have any subs at all. But I thought that the defense played very well, and I thought that we saw Justin Gilbert make some plays. He made a couple more plays today than I thought we saw him make all last year during the season.
Has he had a spring like that? Have you seen?
Yeah, he's improved. I think his attitude has changed considerably. You know, Justin's aware that he didn't play as well as he needed to last year, and he certainly has all the talent. He still has a way to go, but I'm seeing signs of him improving and making great strides.
A couple of times you had guys, your farthest guy back on defense was 6, 7 yards off the ball. A lot different from the cushion we saw last year. I mean, what are your thoughts on that?
Well, it's different. Our philosophy has changed, and one thing that I had mentioned that we just wanted to be in closer proximity in the passing game on defense. I thought that over the last few years here that we were limited in our ability to rush the quarterback at times, and for lack of a better term, we gave up too many easy ones. And so our defense has worked hard at that. Still got a ways to go. And there's some guys out there at times on both sides of the ball that aren't quite as experienced with the pace of what we're doing. But overall, I think you're seeing improved play on the defensive line, improved play in the secondary.
How'd you feel the quarterbacks play today?
Well, I think they did fine. Again, they're somewhat limited when you split teams like we do. We have 4 wideout sets, 3 wideout sets, 2 wideout sets, and so we don't have the depth to be really good at all those different sets. So we're a little more vanilla than we'd want to be in a game like this. And I thought the defensive line put some good pressure on them and tipped some balls. We did drop some balls today. I thought we dropped 4 or 5 passes that we should have caught. But other than that, I thought the kids had a good day.
Welcome back, Justin Gilbert.
Well, I had mentioned him earlier that Justin played very average last year. I think he'd be the first to admit that, and he's certainly very talented, and he was in position to make plays today, and that's what he needs to do for us. He needs to be a guy that has several interceptions, run the ball back, and as fast as he is, if he's in the right area, he can get the ball tipped like he did today. So he played very well.
2 quarterbacks in the same backfield, isn't it?
Yeah, well, those guys out there, they come up with some plays for the spring game. Actually, the first time I'd seen that myself. But they have a lot of fun with it. So, as I said, it's a great day for everybody to get out and play some football. But the only thing different is, we're not really accustomed to defense playing really well at the end of the season, so it's a little different for us. But I will say that I think that our speed and our style of play will allow us to be better on defense than we've been in the last few years here.
What about the pace of the offense?
Well, our pace is going to be quick. Our tempo is going to be fast, if not faster than it ever has been. But there's a few limitations when you split teams on offense as far as your tempo. They can run some up tempo, but we have just enough offensive linemen to have 2 teams, so you don't have a lot of depth there, and it keeps us from moving as fast as we want. But our tempo this spring has been really good.
Mike, is it hard to gauge what kind of run game you have in a game like this? Like when you talk about splitting teams up.
Well, I think that our run game is going to be fine. It's all based on how a defense wants to defend us. We will rush the football and we'll throw it. We're really not going to change what we do. Obviously Jeremy has to be the guy now, Dez backs him up, and then some of the young kids coming in will have to compete. You know, we've always played our freshman running backs. So depending on how people want to play us, you know, tells us how much we're going to run the football.
Leaving spring quarterback-wise, do you know who's first, who's second, who's third in the
Well, we've got our guys in position that we want them, and they're all working hard, and they've all had really good springs. They're all three better, and we're fortunate that we have three, and we'll continue to work in the way we feel like that gives us the best chance to have success until the first game.
At this point, any one of the guys leading in your mind, I guess?
Well, we're not really going to talk about that from this point on. It's just not. There's no reason for us to talk about what our quarterback situation is. But I think, you know, we've been very open about it throughout the spring. The players have been very open about it. And I think they've been really fair in the information that they've shared with the media, and the coaches, we've done the same. I don't know that there's anything else we can say other than we're fortunate that we have three players that are really good.
You anticipate going into training camp for a while and before you decide anything?
Well, you know, as I just mentioned, we're not going to say anything about the quarterbacks until after the first game. From this point moving forward.
Until after the first game?
That's correct. There's not really anything else we can say, you know.
That'll make us talk about it more.
Well, no, I'm not. I don't have any issue with you guys talking about it, but you know, we have a plan in place, and we've got three really good quarterbacks, and so we're going to just continue to move forward. And, you know, there's just not really much else we can say or the quarterbacks can say. You know, they've talked all they can talk, and until we play a game, you know, we'll just continue to stay with the plan that we have and what gives us the best chance to have success in the first game.
As you wrap up spring ball, how do you feel like the team's adjusted to two new coordinators?
I think they're doing really well. Again, you know, you have a good feel for what we're doing on defense. We haven't really changed a lot, just our approach has been a little different. And then offensively, you know, if you've watched us over the last few years, the strength for us on offense is to play fast with multiple groups of players. And we'll have that available. We'll have a number of guys that can run in and run out and play. There's some young receivers that have made some plays that will give us a chance in the first game, and they've adjusted really well to the coordinator, and he has a good feel for what we want to run in the first game, and so I think everything's is going just as planned.
So no matter whatever happened out here today, you think offensively you guys are in good shape, that you don't expect any kind of drop off?
Oh, I mean, you know, drop off is for us is hard to say. You know,
Right.
we've been in the top three in basically
Right.
6 major categories for 4 years. But I'm not concerned any at all about our offense. That's what you're asking me.
Right.
No.
Last couple of generations of receivers you've had here, you've had at least one who's really got a lot of national attention. You've already said that you want to spread it around a lot more. Do you think you have another one maybe next year, or maybe on
Well, Josh Stewart caught 105 passes
Yeah.
last year, and he's back. I think it was 105, something
Yeah.
like that. And Tracy Moore is capable of being a very good player. I would prefer to let several guys have more catches. You know, Josh, toward the end of the year, we worked him too much. We were concerned about him running out of gas. But because of the injuries we had and the situation we were in, we had to go to him a little more than what we normally would. We'd prefer to keep more players in there and rotate those guys in and out. But, you know, I would say that those two guys are very capable of making a lot of plays.
Is it too simple to say that the defense won this game today?
Well, our defense played very well. As I said earlier, they look and are on the same wavelength of what I would want them to be, and they've got a lot of work ahead of them. There's no question that I like the style and I like our approach, but we've got a ways to go. We've got a lot of work in all three phases, but for the most part, our aggressiveness and I keep using the word, our defenders being, you know, closer to the receivers in the passing game is really what we're looking for, and I think we've accomplished some of that in the spring.
You signed 3 guys that are getting guarded in one class. All 3 guys showed up today. Sometimes when you sign 3 guys in one class, you're thinking, man, they must be desperate, but that's not the case. You just got 3 good players, right?
Yeah, we've been fortunate to have good luck with those guys, and you know, they're competitive, come from a great program, and should certainly help us out in the upcoming season.